the APC did Rufai dirty blow. So let him, release his anger. Let him do whatever he want to do and be happy again, because you can't promise me something, make me to shelve my dreams, and you just ruin, everything in the twinkling of an eye, and you want me to be happy. It's not possible. What is the issue that made the president to drop him, following his, allegation that it was the president that dropped him off? So we don't know. We don't know what transpired. We don't know what is the issue between him and the president. Nobody can say it. So, having been dropped, you missed the program you are supposed to go for in the name of waiting for ministerial slot, and that ministerial slot was also denied you, which means they just wasted your year, because for you to go back to that program, you have to wait for another, session for that program, which may be 6 months, 1 year, or nobody can say. All right. So they kind of stagnated him. They kind of brought him out publicly and then humiliated him publicly. Hello, guys. Welcome to Trending Stories. Now, let's get into the business of the day. A few days ago, Mallam Nasir Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, they came from All Progressive Congress, APC, and joined the Social Democratic Party. And this was in a bid, to streamline and strengthen, their political position against the general election that will be coming up in 2027. Mallam Nasir Rufai did not hide his feelings on how he felt he was badly treated within the APC. You may recall that Mallam Nasir Rufai was promised that he will have a slot in this present administration headed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but at the end of the day, he was edged out. Now, Rufai continued to trend after the campaign from All Progressive Congress. A few days ago, Rufai, in one of his interviews, stated that he knew those who paid to become the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is to say, pay to play. All right? So, but before I go into full details of that, let's take a look at this video, and then we'll come back to analyze what transpired. Let's take a look at this video. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
In what seemed like a gradual opening of can of worms, a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, who had since risen against the government of the day yesterday, said he knew those who paid to be made ministers under President Bola Tinubu. When asked if Tinubu betrayed him, El-Rufai said, and I quote, "No, he betrayed himself," end of quote. On whether he had regrets supporting Tinubu to becoming president, he said, "Well, I can't say I regretted, but I am disappointed." El-Rufai, who claimed never to have lobbied for any position, however, said he got the blessings and prayers of former President Muhammadu Buhari before his defection from the All Progressives Congress, APC, to the Social Democratic Party, SDP. Perhaps sensing some mischief, Buhari had immediately clarified that he remained a loyal member of the ruling APC, adding that he would not work against the party that gave him the opportunity to become president.
All right, welcome back. You heard what the presenter said, in that video. For me, I think many people have, kind of been focusing on El-Rufai, or that he was aggrieved, or that's why he's saying what he's saying and stuff like that. But let me bring you back, to the basis. In Nigeria, we all know what plays out. For example, most agencies of government, they sell job positions, right? They sell them out. We have seen the hearing of the National Assembly with the Federal Character Commission, how they do job racketeering. They sell up job positions to the highest bidders. So this is not new. So all these things are there. It's not as if people don't know what the situation looks like. So I don't know why people are shouting when Rufai said that he knew some of the people that paid to become minister. Does it happen? Of course it does. That is the reason why you see so many people, when they get into a position of power, they don't care about the people, they don't care about what happens, they focus on making money because they need to pay off their debt. So some of these things, some of them get into agreement, some of them are selected by virtue of their capacity, their competence and character. Some of them are selected politically because they help in the campaign, so they settle them with a ministerial position. So El-Rufai cannot be lying. So El-Rufai has been someone that is an insider in the party. He's one of the founding members of the APC. So he has been there from the foundation of the party. So he knows what transpires within the party. Just like he was talking about the delegates. He's there. He knows what is going on. So, and he said he knows. So and we're gonna say, oh, maybe as time goes on, maybe he may start mentioning names of people that they know and they can prove. Now, many people are saying that whatever El-Rufai is doing it because he was aggrieved that he was not part of the cabinet in this administration and all that. Spare me that. Who else will it be that won't be aggrieved? El-Rufai has right to be angry with this administration, especially with the president. He has every right to be. And I will tell you why. The reason is that El-Rufai was part and parcel of the campaign. He followed the president throughout the campaign, right? And he contributed his quota. That's one. Secondly, according to El-Rufai, after the campaign, he made it clear that he's not interested to be in this administration. And this is because he has his own plans. He was preparing to travel out of the country to go and do a certain course for himself, to keep updating himself in the latest trend and what's going on. So he had this plan. And you may recall, the videos are there circulating everywhere when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu mounted the podium and was begging him publicly that, hey, you have to shelve your plans. I want you in my team. I want you to work for me, right? And he was persuading him and said he will not get down from the podium until El-Rufai accept his offer. And at that point, El-Rufai was pressured to accept the offer that he's going to share his idea, his plans, so that he can work with him in the administration. The video is there. And now, let's assume, like he said, he want to go for a school program or something like that. Let's assume that at the end of the day, he didn't buy the form anymore. He didn't register for the program. He wanted to go because they have concluded that he's going to work in the administration. And he said after that, podium showcase, that the president and himself spent another 2 months to discuss on this issue until they finally agreed that, okay, that he's going to make him a minister. To me, I think he's a minister of power because he hinged something close to that in one of his interviews on Arise News. So, and then they settled that he's going to be a minister. His name was submitted, right, among those that need to be screened at the National Assembly by the Senate. So what happened? Suddenly, the report came out that there was a security report. Who saw the security report? Nobody. El-Rufai himself did not see the security report. What was the content was not disclosed. They just said there was a security report, and his nomination was shelved aside. And if you had El-Rufai, he said clearly that National Assembly did not reject him. They are working on the orders of the president, that it is the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself, that changed his mind and dropped him. Why did he drop him? El-Rufai cannot explain. So, and you may recall that El-Rufai was Minister of FCT during Obasanjo administration. El-Rufai was the DG of Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, right? From there, he dovetailed to becoming a governor for 8 years. So where are the security reports by then? He served for 8 years. If he posed a security threat, for example, the moment he finished his position as governor, because he has immunity being a governor, the DSS would have arrested him, but nobody arrested him. He's moving freely. There's no problem, no issue with him, right? The only issue that was raised was the incumbent governor, Obasanjo, saying that some monies were, misappropriated and all that. Even today, EFCC has not arrested him. So what is that security report that made them to drop him? El-Rufai is a technocrat, and he said it in one of his interviews that he doesn't like to contest election. He like you to win, come for him, he will support you to deliver. He's a technocrat. So that's the kind of person he is. But still, due to the motivation of former President Muhammadu Buhari, he contested the governor of Kaduna State, and they won for 2 terms. And they served out his term, and he's there. So what is in the security report that can stop him from being a minister, but they cannot be arrested for questioning? Then something is fishy, which means what El-Rufai is saying, there's some atom of truth in what he's saying on what transpired, on why he was dropped. It wasn't just National Assembly that dropped him. When the man who nominated him decided to, drop him, and he doesn't want it to be that he dropped him, so he used the National Assembly. They cited the security report. How do you have security report? The person in question doesn't know what is the security report. He has not seen a copy of it. Why did the president change his mind? That is where we need to focus to find out what is the issue that made the president to drop him, following his, allegation that it was the president that dropped him off. So we don't know. We don't know what transpired. We don't know what is the issue between him and the president. Nobody can say it. So, having been dropped, you missed the program you are supposed to go for in the name of waiting for ministerial slot, and that ministerial slot was also denied you, which means they just wasted your year, because for you to go back to that program, you have to wait for another, session for that program, which may be 6 months, 1 year, or nobody can say. All right, so they kind of stagnated him. They kind of brought him out publicly and then humiliated him publicly. That's exactly what they did. So once people are saying, oh, because he missed the ministerial position, that's why he's witch hunting other people or shouting. No, that's not the point. Nobody is talking about how he was treated. Nobody is talking about that. So Rufai has been a minister before. So his ministerial position is not a big deal to him. He has been a minister before. He has been a governor before. So what is strange that he is not a minister? There's no big deal about that. The big deal is what really transpired. They should tell us the truth. It's not about hiding under security report. They should tell us what exactly happened. Why was he dropped? Put security report issue aside because I don't believe that. If Rufai posed security threat, the moment that report comes out, DSS is supposed to have arrested him. Nobody poses a security threat and is moving about, holding press conference, joining party, going for the television and making interviews. Somebody that is a security threat. No, I don't think so. So I don't believe that narrative that there's a security threat. I think I'm beginning to believe him, Rufai, that president intentionally dropped him. But why? We don't know. All right. Hopefully one day the answer to that why may come out. So he has right to be aggrieved, he has right to be angry, and he has right to decamp to any party. And the APC, they know, they can beat their chest to know that they have lost somebody. They missed somebody, to be honest with you. In terms of when it comes to all this political game, he's a smart guy, he understands this game, also very well. So this is exactly what PDP did that brought their downfall, that Jonathan lost the election in 2015 because of this kind of, squabbles, internal squabbles, then Rotimi Amechi then left the party and put his head together with Rufai and co, and they formed the APC, and they held Buhari's hand everywhere, and then Buhari became the president. It happened, and then he became minister, as the case may be. So when you look at this whole trend, people don't learn from history. So APC may think, oh, they have everything, this, that, but at the end of the day, the table may turn. So Rufai is capable of doing a lot of damage to their party. He's capable of doing that because he's one of the founding fathers of the party, so he knows the in and out of the party. So he can use those, information he has. He can use those stuff he knows to kind of bring down the party. I'm telling you. So as you can see, a lot of defection will happen. A lot of people will go into the SDP as soon as possible, and then the party will begin to expand and grow, just like in the event of Labour Party when P2B joined Labour Party began to grow and did marvelously well in the election. Labour Party now have members in the National Assembly as well. They have a governor, and so on and so forth. So SDP may get into that kind of path if more people, as I'm looking forward to see soon, will begin to enter into that party. So there's no point criticizing Rufai. He has not done whatever that everybody has not done in the political space. Yes, I know there was a time, he was beating his chest that he's not going to leave APC, going to stay in APC till he retire from politics. But it's easier said than done. And if you hold politicians by their words, I'm sorry for you, you're going to hit a dead end. Because politicians are like chameleon. They change based on the color of the environment they find themselves. That's who politicians are. You can't hold them by their words. Only few of them can say a thing and stand on it. But majority of them, whatever they say, just forget about it because they're going to throw it at every slightest second to go for what benefits them as a person. So I don't know what is the plan of Rufai. Is he intending to contest for any position? I don't know. But as the day goes by, we'll begin to see why he joined the SDP. We're going to see that happen as soon as practicable. So, but for APC, I think instead of, monitoring Rufai on what he does, I think they should just better go and fix their house. When you look at the kind of political system we have in Nigeria, there's no internal democracy. Everything just fall apart. People just jump into one party, contest election. Once they win, they jump out and join another, the ruling party. Look at River State situation. Just look at what is happening. Able-bodied men, one man is controlling 27 people. If they tell them to sit down, they sit down, stand up, they stand up. They don't have decision of their own, and they are married and have a family. How do they guide their family? I don't know. Because this kind of politics they do today is not for the interest of the country, it's not for the interest of the people, it's just for their personal interest. How can you be elected in PDP within few weeks after swearing in, you decamp to another party just because you want to impeach somebody? If you impeach him, and so what? What next? Do you think you will return back in the next election because your godfather is gone? So, you see, we really need to start focusing on how to build our nation and build our country, and focus on how to use the position God has given us to improve the lives of the people. Look at what is going on in the country. People are kidnapped, people are killed. Even House of Assembly member was kidnapped and killed after he has paid 10 million naira ransom. He was killed like a chicken. Now imagine what about other people who doesn't have anybody, who are nobody, what they go through on a daily basis. If a House of Assembly member can just be captured like a pigeon and just killed. So these are the problems we have in the country. But people are busy hosting press conference for River State, spending taxpayers' money to host press conference to gossip. You can't be spending public fund hosting press conferences and be discussing about politics. You have left Rivers, focus on your position in Abuja, allow Rivers people to govern themselves. Look at what happened in Lagos. Same thing. Forcing the speaker to resign because you want to put back your person. So what kind of democracy are we practicing? Anyway, I want to re-emphasize on this, that all those people who are intending to contest for one position or the other in 2027, this is an SOS to you guys. If you guys don't put electoral reform that will improve the electoral system, there's no point contesting for any election because this same government will continue in 2027. The only way out is to hold the National Assembly and force them to do electoral reform. When you hold the National Assembly by their neck to reform the Electoral Act, one, they must include transmission of results in real time from the polling centers. Number two, IREV must be a law that will be a collating, portal, because as the results are trickling in, the IREV is sorting them, putting the figures of who has what. Thirdly, any mutilated result sheet is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Again, INEC must provide all electoral material used for the election to all candidates within 7 days. This will enable those parties to file their petition in court within the 21 days allowable time. All these things that INEC conduct election, they frustrate the people from going to court because they won't release the materials. And people just go to court without any materials and their case is quashed through technicalities. Again, electoral offenses tribunal must be established to try those who, disturb our elections, those who steal ballot box, those who steal result sheet, and so on and so. Those who pay money, monetize the election, and so on. So all these things must be in the electoral, and so many others. Even they should also amend the INEC law on appointment of INEC chairman and find another way to reduce presidency power on what INEC does, and all that. So if they don't go to the electoral law and reform it, there's nothing that will happen in 2027. The same man will continue. That is what it is. So it doesn't matter the alliances they are forming. It doesn't matter which political party they are joining. It doesn't matter who are joining the party. If you don't make people's vote to count, then they will continue to remain in power in perpetuity. And that is what it is. So Nigerians start demanding for electoral reform. That is the way to go. So that if it's a law, then let them violate it, and then we'll see what next that happens. But for now, we don't have anything. You saw what happened in 2023. The judiciary just destroyed the whole thing that that the country is trying to build for electoral integrity by saying that IREV is not compulsory, by saying that transmission of results in real time is not a law. And so when you look at this whole thing, you'll just be wondering, where are we heading to? Nobody cares about fixing the country. Everybody cares about what benefits them at this time. And then now you can see there's some peace and quietness. By the time we are getting close to the election, tribal war will start from social media and down to the street. You will see tribal war. You will see, bigotry will start. You will see religious, issues will start, because that's the way they divide the people to be able to continue to steal the election. So Nigerians, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. If you know that you want change, don't fall for all these their gimmicks. And that your person is there as the president or doesn't change anything. After all, in the Southwest, they don't buy food cheaper. Neither are they buying egg cheaper. They are not buying bread cheaper in the Southwest because a Southwesterner is the president. No, they don't. Even in the North, the VPs from the North, they don't buy bread cheaper. Even the Muslims, they don't buy it cheaper. That Muslim is the president and vice. It doesn't make the Northerners or the Muslim people to buy bread cheaper, buy egg cheaper. So it does not matter who is the person. What matters is the person that have the competence, the capacity, the character, the empathy and conscience to lead the country. That is what matters. So all this tribalism, the person must come from a place, the person must be a Christian or Muslim, the person all those things does not, they are immaterial to the situation. So we have done Christian, Muslim, it no work. We have done Muslim, Christian, it no work. We have done now Muslim, still it no work. So which one go work? Maybe Herbalist and Celestial, I don't know. So in conclusion, guys, I think the APC did Rufai dirty blow. So let him, release his anger. Let him do whatever he want to do and be happy again. Because you can't promise me something, make me to shelve my dreams, and you just ruin, everything in the twinkling of an eye, and you want me to be happy. It's not possible. So whatever he's doing is expected. Even them in APC knew that at some point this is going to happen. They know because he wasn't treated well. So if you look at the other guy in that normally comes to Arise News, the Mr. Onokpasa, he came out, he had his frustration. He has been working so hard for the party and still nothing was, given to him. You don't blame him. So that's what it is. And you now see people who didn't even do anything, like the PDP guy that is now in APC. He was working against the party, right? He was postperson for presidential candidate for PDP, but today, yeah, he was given a position, an SA position, and he's there in the APC. So why is there to fight the campaign, being a top news? Muike is working for both sides. He's in PDP, he's working for APC. So what is new that Rufai just did? He has been doing what everybody has been doing. The president himself have moved from different parties till today. So what are we talking about? So many people have jumped ships. They just moved to where they feel is favorable and comfortable for them to achieve their personal ambition, and that's it. So you can hear the president, the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, saying that he will remain in APC because he has achieved the peak. So he's not going anywhere again. So he's not contesting for anything. There's no way he's going to join any party. So that's different. And secondly, he was just trying to clear himself, from Rufai, that he wasn't the one who was pushing him to do what he's doing. That yes, he told him he's leaving, and he blessed him to leave if he wants to leave, and that's what he should do. You can't force him to stay where he doesn't want to stay. So that's not an issue. So Buhari is just trying to kind of clear himself that he's not behind, what the Rufai is doing, as the case may be. So guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Do like and share this video so that every other person can see it and understand what is playing now. And then if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and then press on the notification bell so that when my next video drops, you'll be among those to be notified. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Do enjoy your weekend and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out. See ya.